All right, so this truck has lifetime alignments through Firestone. I made an appointment a week ago for yesterday at 4 p.m. I sat there for 3 hours while this thing sat in the parking lot. I was trying to get tires on it too, which I provided tires. They're never really happy when you bring your own tires, even though they're brand new. They try and make you jump through all these loopholes to try and get your brand new tires put on your truck, even though you're paying for the service. I guess they don't get their tire up charge. But anyway, they tried to send me out of there yesterday after driving an hour and sitting there for 3 hours after my appointment time, saying they couldn't get to my truck. We had a little discussion. They said, well, you know, corporate policy says that we can't align it because it has an aftermarket suspension because I've got Carly long arms on it. And I'm like, dude, I just need tow. I get it. I don't care about the rest of it. It's all fine. But this did me a big favor, threw it up on the rack. But I climbed under here, and I know the tow was out on it because if you look at my tires, they're pretty chopped up on the inside here. So I knew the tow was out. They said they fixed the tow, but then we just climb under here because it's a real truck and it gets used. And there's no dirt missing from anything. There's no, like, that's still rusted from the last time I messed with the tow. There have been no new marks on this thing. The threads are still dirty. The nuts are still dirty. Everything is unchanged. And I try not to go on these rants, and I try to have good interactions with, you know, everybody I can, but I don't like getting screwed with. And man, do I have bad luck with tire shops. They couldn't do the tires last night because I had reverse mount rims, but it's weird because sometime between last night and today, this morning, I don't have reverse mount rims, so the tire just comes on and off like a normal tire, nothing special. But last night it was reverse mount, so it would have to come off the back of the rim, and their machine didn't do that, so they couldn't help me. So I waited for 3 hours before they even touched my truck after my appointment. But anyway, we'll get into more of that here in a bit. What are you saying now?
You gotta take these pulley tires off on the backside and try it.
Okay.
Now we can't put the plates down on the machine because it's not gonna clamp.
Yeah, they're just doing normal. I broke it down with 2 tire spoons, which I've done probably 100 times at this point and several times on this channel. They're alloy wheels. I didn't want to mess them up, but I'm tired of going to tire shops that tell me they can't do it. They're just 37-inch tires. I'm not even asking you to balance them. I was just asking you to break them down and put new tires on. I got it. This is why I've become as self-sufficient as I can, as much as I can. Right, let's get it. Come on. All right, well, we got all 4 on. It wasn't exactly fun. It's a lot easier with steel wheels than alloys. I tried the Harbor Freight tire machine thing, the manual tire. I don't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's like a manual tire breakdown tool. I don't know. I'll try it again on something smaller. The 39s that came off of here were pretty heavy, and these 37s are pretty heavy too. Don't mind the excavator. I ended up getting tired of prying tires off of rims. So on the last one, I just used the machine. Well, we got them all on, and I'll fill you guys in a little more to the story here in a bit. But I got to get on the road, so let's do that. So the gentleman in front of me, oh, my face is a mess. I'm gonna have to clean that off. The gentleman in front of me had been waiting there for a couple hours already, and he was in for a flat tire. he was hanging around, and then when he finally went to ask, they acted surprised he was still there, even though they had his car. And then they were like, oh, we've been looking for you because we're gonna have to replace one of your tires. But we recommend replacing both of your front tires at the same time, even though the other one doesn't really need it. Which, I don't disagree, but really should replace all 4 tires unless they're all fairly new. You know, if they're all pretty worn down, might as well just replace all of them. But, you know, the tire sales manager definitely got 2 tires sold that day. And then he was an older gentleman. He says, here's the deal, man. I have to be out of here in 3 hours. So he gave the guy a $50 in cash to get him like done and get him out of there. And when I saw that, I knew that guy had been waiting a while. He was frustrated, and he was literally in the waiting area when I got there, so they weren't looking for him very hard. So that guy was there for probably about another hour and a half just to get 2 tires installed on a car, and then I'm sure balanced and mounted. But that was my first sign of it was going to be a rough night. So I got there at 3:30 for a 4 o'clock appointment. The guy said, "Are you waiting around?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm waiting around, man. I live an hour away from here, so I'm not going anywhere." And he said, all right, it'd be about an hour and a half. An hour and a half later, truck was sitting there. 2 hours later, truck was sitting there. Pretty much 2 hours and 45 minutes later, about 15 minutes before closing, is when they came to me and they're like, oh, hey man, we're not gonna be able to do your truck. You've got reverse mounted wheels, which, not true. So I was like, look, I at least need alignment. I can get any shop to do the tires. I need an alignment. And then they started the game of why they couldn't give me an alignment because of this and that, and the guy had already gone home. But I had an appointment. It was really frustrating. The tire sales manager and I, unfortunately, had to have a couple words. I don't like to do that. I don't like to have to sternly address people to get them to do their job, but these tire shops, man, it's crazy. And the funny thing was, they ended up staying, so I thought the alignment guy stayed about 15 minutes late to get my alignment dialed in, and I was looking for him to try and throw some cash his way, even though it wasn't my fault. It was 100% their fault, but I still appreciate, you know, I don't know whose fault it was exactly, but the alignment guy, I was trying to throw him some cash for sticking around and helping me out. Guy didn't even touch anything. I think they put it on the rack, pulled the numbers, which I'll show you that paper in a bit here. But I don't want to keep belaboring this story. Here's the paper, the printout for the before and after. Alright, so cool things, I guess. I've been wanting to buy the Centromatic balancers, where you put them on behind the wheel. They kind of press in there. And they've got some kind of, not powder compound, like a sandy compound inside. And it's a dynamic balancing as opposed to a static balancing. So when you go to a tire shop and they put weights on your tire or on your wheel, that's a static balance. So those weights are going to be there the entire time. And if your tires wear a little weird, or whatever the case is where the balance changes, you're stuck with those weights in that spot, and then you'd have to take it in and get your tires rebalanced. Well, these things are a constant balance, and they do take some time to get spinning and for their balancing action to work, to take place. But that's usually like, I think it's like below 20 miles an hour or something, so we're gonna try these out. I removed all the weights from my wheels. I think if you had, like, these are Ironman All Country MTs. They're not a good tire. The last set of tires I put on here cost me like $550 a piece, and I was just looking for, they didn't last, so I was looking for a cheaper option. If they're not gonna last, I might as well not pay a lot of money for them, and then I'll be a little happier with it. But these tires come with a yellow dot on the sidewall as well as a red dot. Yellow dot should be where you place the valve stem. I need to brush up on this. All right, I'm going to cut in here after the fact. So the yellow dot is the light side of the tire, so you would align that with the valve stem. The red dot is the low point in the tire, and if your rim has an indicator, which would be a sticker or an indentation as a low point, you would align the red dot with that low point identifier. In the event that you don't have the identifier, the red dot takes priority over the yellow dot in alignment with the valve stem. So we align them on the valve stems on the red dots, and then the centromatics. If your tire is like really severely out of balance, I guess you could let the tire balance them statically, and then still add these dynamic balancers behind a balanced wheel, even though Centromatic, I'm pretty sure, says don't do that. But I don't see why it would be a problem. If you've made it this far through my rant video, leave me a comment below if you've had similar experience with tire shops. I can't be the only one that's dealing with this. And you guys need to educate yourself if you're not educated on some of these things. I'm not saying that you have to know how to do it all, but educate yourself or you're going to get taken advantage of. Learn about tire tread wear. Learn how to check your own oil. Check your own tire pressures. You're going to get taken advantage of. You're going to go into these places. They're going to see you as a mark. They're going to try and upsell you on a bunch of stuff you don't need. And money's tight these days. Things are expensive. Spend your money wisely. Don't waste it on things you don't need because somebody upsells you because you don't know what you're doing. Alright, rant's over. Truck's riding pretty good. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. And if you made it this far, thanks for hanging around. I appreciate you guys. Take care. See you on the next one. I just want to close out a couple more things before this video ends. You saw the alignment sheet. The toe is now in spec according to Firestone, and it was not prior. But then we also saw under the truck that all the threads were still dirty. All the miles between Firestone and the farm, they're all pavement. So the dirt was there from before. So according to that, no adjustments have been made under the truck, and that's where you make your toe difference, is that tie rod. At this point, I'm going to have to do some more learning and figure out how you can do driveway alignments on your own. All right, now this really closes out the video. I appreciate you guys watching, and everybody stay safe out there.